Hey friends, we have another wild video to go over from last night. If you saw the live, I'm sure everyone has. You've already seen it. It's Gypsy being Demona again in her little silvery shirt, giving straight up lessons to Nick in this video on how to steal. So, like I said, I'm sure we've all seen it, but I, as usual, have things I want to say. So, we're going to go through it and I will stop and commentate, friends. Here we go. Do you have the date on it, Amber?
It
Yes.
is 9/27/2013 at 5:05 p.m.
Hello, Sir Blackwood. It is Demona, and I am making you this video upon your command. And I am basically wanting to explain who I am and what I can do and who I can be. Well, as you know, I have the spirit of a dog. My former self was a dog, but now I'm inside. I have the spirit of a dog, but I'm in human form because I share a body with Gypsy, who is like a sister to me. So now that you're caught up, okay, where to begin? Well, to pick up where we left off on the topic that we were on, I am a slut, but I do have an evil streak.
Something that stuck out to me right whenever she first started talking was said that she's responding to his command, but the command is to tell her about himself and see what she can do. I remember whenever I read through the transcripts that we got of the videos, there weren't very many from Nick. There were a lot that appeared to be from Nick that said that they weren't playable for whatever reason. So I'm really curious to see if we end up hearing any of the commands. Like, I don't know, we've seen him be annoyed and ramble and stuff. And yeah, it's not that scary, friends. We'll have to see.
I can torture somebody. I can do anything except a few things, which is I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. Like, I can't physically harm her. And I can't Nick, because those two people are off limits. I'll take whatever punishment you may give me, but I can't. I just can't. If you.
So this is weird because as you heard Amber say in the beginning, this is dated September 27th, 2013. So 2 years before the murder. And she's already hinting at the fact that Dee Dee can die. She's just not the one who's going to be able to take her out.
You want to beat me, beat me. If you want to hurt me, but just don't hurt Nick, don't hurt Gypsy, and I can't hurt Gypsy's mother.
Did y'all catch that, friends? She said, don't hurt Nick, don't hurt Gypsy. I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. It's so weird and creepy because we know in the interrogation, Nick said that she wanted to do it herself, but she was too skittish. That was the word he used. And that's why she had him do it. And Gypsy corroborates this. But 2 years before the murder, and supposedly quite some time before she ever asked him, she's sitting here randomly making up this character. And a quality about herself is she can kill, she can torture, she can grape. She just can't kill Gypsy or Nick, which is, herself or her love. And she herself isn't physically capable of killing Gypsy's mom. Like, oh, it's messed up, friends. Let me know what you think in the comments.
But besides those things, I'm limitless of what I can do. I can steal, I can torture, I could kill, just not those people.
Just not those people, friends.
I sometimes like to drink.
Like I said in one of the previous videos, I think she only tells the truth by accident. And I think in making up this character, she's accidentally telling the truth a little bit here and there. I'm sure she snuck some drinks at VisionCon and probably whenever she went to Dan's friend's house. Maybe whenever she went to see Richard Keene, the 50-year-old that she snuck out to see when she was real age 18 in Springfield, that according to her, Dee Dee found out about and is one of the many, many reputed hammer smashing laptop incidents.
And I really, really, really like being naughty, as far as sexually naughty. That's one of the things that I'm best at. So that's
Again, I think she's telling the truth here, especially from what we know from Dan and from the other testimonies.
like what I'm wanting to talk to you about, is that I can be really, really, really sexual sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming. I overwhelm Nick. So that is something you might want to know, but I know that you are kind of the same way, so that's a good thing. And I wanted to talk to you about proving myself to you. If I can't prove myself to you that by doing evil, I'll prove to you by doing stuff to Nick. And one of the things that I can do is rape him, and which is basically taking him by force, actually holding him down, and having my way with him.
I found it interesting there that she gave a little explanation to Nick of how she would do that, a little hand movement gesture. You know what I mean? And she sounds so confident about this stuff, friends.
Yeah, sometimes, you probably know this yourself, but you don't want any chit chat. You just in there, and you don't want to have any questions asked.
There was another jump cut there. I assume that would have been her, because we've wondered if perhaps Greene County did some editing of these videos. We assumed that they would, black out pictures as opposed to cutting the video, but who knows? You know how whenever someone's brand new to YouTube, they might seem really confident at first in their videos, but then after they get used to it a while, then you can go back and look at their old videos. Like I can see it in my first videos and it's like, oh, haha, they were a little nervous there. Bless their hearts. I see that in myself. There's no nervousness here. She is very accustomed already to doing videos for people, in my opinion. What do y'all think, friends? And this is, once again, let's remember, this is 9/27/2013. I can't remember how long they had been talking to each other at this point. Definitely don't know how long they'd been exchanging videos, but it's nowhere near the end of their relationship. This is still towards the beginning.
So, that would be fun for me. It would be fun to kind of be the dominant one, because I'm usually always the submissive one. So it would be nice to kind of expand and sort of try my hand out being the dominant one. And
this is just me surmising, friends, but I feel like she's kind of telling the truth there. Because for one thing, we have Dan's testimony, and we all know that he said she introduced him to and gave him a taste for a power exchange. But also because it's very, very common for young girls, especially young girls who have just read, 50 Shades of Grey or something like that for the very first time, to want to try out being a submissive. People usually don't want to try dominant right off the bat as a female, in my experience anyway, which is limited. So that's just an observation. If anyone else disagrees, feel free to let me know in the comments, because I'm just opining.
And as far as evil things that I can do, I can also, one of my skills, it's not really evil, it's just bad, is stealing. And that's the thing that I'm best at.
She was excited about that. That is true, friends. She loves stealing. I believe it in my soul, and believes that she's the best at it. Because, she's a prep person. Remember that?
Along with being seductive. Those two things I'm best at. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Well, do you know what a barcode is? That you do. It's on every item at the grocery store, or every store.
Again, in almost every video to Nick, she's teaching him about something. That's not a submissive thing to do. She taught him about the levels of collars and BDSM stuff that she could earn. She taught him a lot of the people who are knowledgeable about autism, who have examined the instruction video that she sent Nick for the murder, have said that it seemed that she realized that she needed to physically teach him things with examples and stuff. And she seems to teach him something every video, friends. What do y'all think?
Old item looks like this. Well, take for example a store like Walmart. If you're at Walmart, they do have those you walk through.
Another jump cut there. She must have stalled out trying to think of what she was talking about. She says, just as much now as she did back then. I don't think her media training helped her much.
Well, anyway, if you put the barcode this way down, facing towards the floor, and go through the detectors, it won't go off. If it's this way, or this way, it will go off.
Whenever she held the bottle up to the camera, she had no awkwardness whatsoever. Like, I've been doing YouTube for over a year and still on live sometimes whenever I go to like hold something up to the camera to show y'all, like I get awkward sometimes and like have it the wrong way and everything. And she was just perfectly no problem. I feel like she's experienced in making videos. And also in that last one, we read from the casebook where the officers who created the transcripts of the videos wrote that often at the end of her sexual videos, she had movie credits on there. Like she was like, it was an actual movie credits for herself. So she knew how to edit videos. And she seems to have been already comfortably experienced with that when her and Nick started exchanging videos. What do y'all think, friends? Am I right or am I reaching?
But if it's facing down, that means the scanners won't detect it. That's just one tip. But a lot of these things that are for sealing requires a 2-person job. And so take, for example, at Sam's Club. They have these huge buggies. So say if I was to get inside the buggy and you push the buggy and just make up a story like I'm your handicapped sister or whatever, and you're...
Make up a story like I'm your handicapped sister or whatever. Friends, having to pretend to be handicapped is supposed to be the whole reason why she murdered her mom.
You just put me in the buggy because I'm small. I'm small for my age. So I can easily look 12 or 13.
You see how excited she is about that, friends? She's like, I can easily look 12 or 13. It's creepy, friends. She was experienced. She knew what the hell she was doing. And I think we're going to continue learning a lot more shocking stuff she did before the murder. That's just my opinion. What do y'all think?
It's easier. And so here we are going down the aisles, and I always like to have something put on top of me, something big like a pillow or something so the camera won't catch what I'm doing. And I'll probably have a dress or something on.
Something big so the cameras won't catch what I'm doing. Like she is practiced, friends.
And I just take like movies, DVDs, and I just slip them under my dress, and we might buy like a soda or just some cheap item to say we bought something, and then we just there we go, got a bunch of DVDs.
Something was cut there again. She had another jump cut. Did y'all see that, friends? Let me go back just a little bit.
Pillow or something so the camera won't catch what I'm doing. And I'll probably have a dress or something on. And I just take like movies.
I went back a little too far. We'll see the jump cut in a minute.
DVDs, and I just slip them under my dress. And we might buy like a soda or just some cheap item to say we bought something. And then we just
see that? Just say we bought something, and then there's a jump cut, and then
there we go. Got a bunch of DVDs.
Bunch of DVDs. She's a klepto, friends. I think she's a total klepto. She said that her mom would steal stuff just to hoard. Listen to her and all the baby stuff she stole with no baby any possibility where inside.
Let's see what else. I also promised you, I made a deal with you that I would get you money, and
I really wonder about this. I'm curious if we will get confirmation in the files later that Nick did ask her to get him money, or if this goes back to the baby tote clothes video where she said, "Oh, your mom was worried about me getting pregnant. She's probably going to think that I'm going to want child support like those other girls. I know ways around that. I don't need money." So I wonder if that's the agreement that she's referring to. But who knows? We might find different proof.
I will stay true to that deal. There are plenty of ways to make money. I could go as far as even to go to a bar and, a guy might ask, "Hey, you want to have sex with me? And I'll give you money for it." And I might say, "Sure, yeah." And go with him and then maybe drug him or whack him over the head with a bottle, take his wallet.
That escalated quickly. I thought she just wanted to be a hoe, friends. I really thought, whenever we first started listening to this, that she was just describing wanting to be a paid hoe. That's fine. If you're an adult, you can choose that. It might not be the best choice, but you can choose that. It might be, a choice that you find yourself in a safe spot and enjoy. Some people do, that's okay. But I thought that was all that she was describing, was a simple desire to be a sex worker. And no, she went straight to whack him over the head with a bottle, drug him, rob him. My God, friends, she's truly sick.
There are plenty of ways to make money. I could go as far as even to go to a bar and, a guy might ask, "Hey, you want to have sex with me? And I'll give you money for it." And I might say, "Sure, yeah." And go with him and then maybe drug him or whack him over the head with a bottle, take his wallet. But we have to play it smart. We have to be very careful what we do as a team and what I do.
And what she does. We have to be very careful what we do as a team and what she does. She was planning years ahead, friends, to set him up to take a big fall for her. I truly believe that. What do y'all think? Also, it's really interesting to me how often she describes this wild stuff to Nick and then says, "But we can't tell anybody. Don't tell your parents." Like, in my opinion, it seems she understands that he might not have the capacity to know that what she's describing to him is vastly wrong and that she has to instruct him, "Don't tell your mom about this." We've seen it multiple times already. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Because it does take skill to not get caught. And so that's very important. We have to keep remembering that.
That is somebody practiced in the skill of not getting caught. What do y'all think, friends? I don't know if Dee Dee taught that to her or she developed it on her own, but she knows what the fuck she's talking about, I believe.
As for your rules, I'll obey the rules that you have. I don't have the list in front of me. I have it saved on my computer, but I remember
On her computer, did y'all notice that?
some of it. One was to, the last one was to get you money by any means. Then I think it was something like, oh crap, I can't remember them offhand, but it's something like I have to give you deep throat for back talk, which I won't back talk. I'll listen to you and obey you as good as I can. And I know I'm bouncing from subject to subject, but I'm trying to do this. But it's
Okay, so bouncing from subject to subject like that tells us that she's not doing this from a script, friends. So far, the video with actual visual that we've saw of Nick, he's looking off at a script the whole entire time.
as far as my turn on spots. Okay, I'm gonna try and get these topics aligned here. My turn on spots, which would be my ass, my boobs, my neck, and my lips, obviously. And more we'll learn as we get more experience with each other. So that's that. As far as raping Nick, there are lots of ways I can do that. I can tie him to a chair.
The way she casually is like, as far as great, there's lots of ways I could do that. And just starts daydreaming it all, friends.
Can tie him to a bed. I can tie him to anything. And
This is interesting considering her accusations of being tied up.
have my way with him that way. But I promise if you tell me to do it a certain way, I will do it the way that you want me to. And no questions asked. So, yeah, we could do that. And I think it might be fun for both of us. So, maybe you can come out and watch. It's an idea. What else? I think that we would just make a really good bad couple. We could be partners in crime.
Y'all, it would just be the icing on the cake on the Hershey's chocolate pie if she said gruesome twosome here, because we know that's what Kian called him and Gypsy in some of their emails.
I know that your soulmate, not me, unfortunately. It's your sister, your older sister. But even though I might not be your soulmate, I just want you to know that I really want you to love me because I've fallen in love with you. I kind of have an attraction to bad boys, which I'm pretty sure you already knew that. I can't help it. I don't know. Bad boys just attract me. Gotta think for 'em. You are just downright bad, evil. So that's really hot.
It's really hot, friends.
What else? I think that you and I could be great partners, be great lovers in evil. And I think that while we have this opportunity, take it. Life's far too.
There was another jump cut there. She must not have been able to think of anything to say for a while. Had to pause and then cut out the long pause and then say, life's short. If we have an opportunity, let's take it.
Short not to have fun. So I would love to have somebody to be bad with and someone to let me be free, let me come out. I want to go to a bar. So please take me to a bar. I want to do jello shots. I want to drink. I want to just have fun.
Friends, I'm going to say something bold here. I firmly believe that if instead of, sorry, the sun's in my eyes. I firmly believe that if Gypsy had been born to an ultra conservative family instead of Dee Dee and Rod Blanchard, if she'd been born to someone Amish, fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, apostolic Pentecostal, any of those strict conservative groups with dress codes and serious courtship rules, sometimes accompanied by homeschooling and not being allowed television, movies, social media, that type of thing, I think she would have killed those parents and run off. I think she would have. I think she would have killed those parents and run off had she been born to ultra religious parents. What do y'all think, friends? Am I going too far? Am I right or am I reaching? That's just my opinion right now. I think she would have killed perfectly good but ultra conservative parents for not letting her be normal. Let me know what y'all think, friends.
I want to have sex. Lots and lots of sex. Like wherever, whenever. That would be fun. And I don't care if it's in public. I don't care if it's in private. I don't care who's watching, as long as we do it.
I think she has exhibitionist tendencies. I can't imagine someone who's an actual virgin saying that. I don't care if it's in public. I don't care if it's in private. And especially not someone who's never experienced an orgasm. She claimed, even after being married to Ryan, after getting out of prison, after claiming to be bisexual, she was a pillow princess a few times in prison. She actually came out of the closet to Rod and Christy in emails while she was still in prison, saying she was bi. After all that, she gets out of prison on a life after lockup in the car with Mia, makes these words with her mouth, and expects us to believe that she's never had an orgasm. So dumb, friends.
And kissing, the wetter the better. Kissing definitely sounds good to me.
That's interesting. The wetter, the better, because she loves to claim that she doesn't have any salivary glands. I don't have salivary glands. My salivary glands were removed. From what I understand, you have multiple major salivary glands in your mouth, and she had something like 2 removed for excessive drooling. We can see her wetting her lips all the time. She has salivary glands. She has saliva. We can see it. You know what I mean, friends?
I can't wait to meet you in person. Though I might be a little afraid, maybe not afraid, just maybe intimidated, of you. But I think I'm gonna calm down as we get to know each other more. But know that I'll always respect you. And now that I love you, I won't betray you. I don't betray people that I love.
It's interesting that she said, now that I love you, I won't betray you. I don't betray people that I love. Well, we know that's a lie, but it's funny that she put that qualifier on there.
Form an alliance sort of with them and a loyalty to them. And that's something that I don't break. So as bad as I am, I still have a sense of loyalty, a sense of love, and I know that you've sensed that I have a heart. I do have a heart, and I was a really, really bad girl at one time, and Master Victor tamed me down a bit, and he showed me how to be respectful and how to control myself and how to have self-control over my urges and stuff. So, probably.
What urges is she talking about, friends? I assume the urge to go visit 50-year-old dudes like Richard Keene and, Dan Glidewell and stuff like that. And maybe to the urge to use her electric toothbrush, that type of thing. But, she's never had satisfaction.
Not as bad as I used to be, but I'd like to be let off the leash a little bit and kind of run free with someone like you or you. I want to run free with you. And
You or someone like you. Isn't that a movie?
I want to hold back my feelings. I don't want to hold back who I am. I'm a slut, and I want to be bad with you. And
Friends, remember whenever she said, I've been labeled a loose woman, a hoe.
We got to a topic of you making me sleep with other guys. I'll do it, but know that your body is the only body that I love and adore. Because I do love and adore Nick, as I love and adore Master, and I love you. And I think love is something very important in any partnership, whether it is crime or otherwise. So that's really important. So yeah, we'd be very, very good at being bad together. And so now that I think that I covered all the topics, I'm not sure. If not, whatever topic I didn't cover, I'll cover online talking to you.
She's not sure. That tells us she doesn't have a script, friends.
So I guess I'll say goodnight now. Good night, my handsome Sir Black One. I love you.
So what do y'all think, friends? Let me know in the comments. And be sure and head over to Into the Weeds because Amber is releasing more videos as we speak. She just put out the interview with Rod. We'll go out with a little palate cleanser. Have a good day, friends. And I'll probably be back with more.